welcome to the ESS BIZTOOLS podcast for Accountants Minute, which we released a couple of days ago with the title, The Past Has No Future. We utilised that title after reading the interesting white paper produced by Thomson Reuters, which was based on interviews with 6 leading Australian small to medium-sized owners who gave their opinion. Now, the 6 SME included someone from aged care, co-working office services, accounting, software development, manufacturing and transport. And they were interviewed to get their thoughts on what is happening in their businesses and what is likely to happen during 2023. The accountants' input was that accountants want to do more work for their clients and have the increased capability of doing that. I hope so. The second point I want to make is there is strong emphasis on environmental, social and governance, ESG. Now, I'm very familiar with corporate governance, but I'm not as familiar with the environmental and social issues that are now being bundled in together to form ESG. So this is highlighting to accountants that this is becoming a big issue. I must admit I thought it was for public companies and very large private companies, but Thomson Reuters have identified it as a key issue based on the feedback that they received from these 6 business people. The other area that was worth talking about is just looking at 2023 and beyond and turning the focus to strategies that can bring growth to revenue and profit is key for SMEs. This was based on the feedback that they were getting from the interviews. I think it's worth you thinking about it. One of the general summaries was there is demand for accounting services and advisory services, and in fact it is very high. I think the challenge that we as accountants have got is how we respond to these demands for accounting and advisory services. Are you asking your clients what sort of services they might like to receive? And we've listed some that you can read there now that were identified in this white paper. Encourage businesses, potentially your clients, to explore new markets for fresh customers and new revenue streams. 2023 is not going to be like a lot of the previous years. Your clients and your accounting firm, I suggest, are going to have to be very mindful of seeking out new markets and new customers. It was interesting that the white paper advocates regular business planning and strategy development to identify growth opportunities and to set clear goals. Are you doing this with your clients? I've been talking about this for some years. It's very important that we put business planning as top of the agenda to start the process when you're talking to your clients, because that gives them the opportunity to put on paper, via you of course, what their vision is for their business, what they want to achieve. Many of your clients are going to be looking for different types of funding during 2023. That's going to be caused by the increasing interest rates and the probability that bankers are going to be getting tougher to deal with. There is opportunities for your clients to be able to raise equity capital. Now, this has been available now for the last 5 or 6 years, but it's taken a while for the momentum to build up. Crowdsource funding equity raising is there for companies with turnovers of up to $25 million on a worldwide basis and gross value of assets not exceeding $25 million. Those companies can raise up to $5 million in a 12-month period if they wish. And there's also the early stage innovation companies, which is for a company that is under 3 years of age that has developed a new product, process or service and has started the innovation process and would like to try to raise some capital. Now, the main beneficiary, besides the company getting the shareholders' money, is that there's a carrot there for the investors. they can get a 20% tax offset of the amount of their subscription to the company, but it's got some limits. A sophisticated investor can receive a rebate of up to $200,000, whilst a retail investor can receive a rebate of up to $10,000. So it's an interesting way that the client could raise money. And we've still got Section 708 of the Corporations Act, of course. We've had it now for 40 years, and it's been a faithful servant to accountants and a lot of business people trying to raise some money. The limit is $2 million to be raised for no more than 20 investors in a 12-month period. Government grants. There's some very significant government grants in Australia. The biggest is the Accelerating Commercialisation Grant of up to $1 million. Only suits some clients, but it can operate for turnover from zero through to $20 million. So it can be very worthwhile looking at. So where do you start? I think we need to be looking more carefully at the 52-week enhancement system that we've introduced at ESS BIZTOOls. Because a lot of your clients are growing, they're wanting more support, they don't have enough work for a full-time chief financial officer, but they have more work and a bigger desire for information than just the preparation of an annual set of accounts and an income tax return. They're needing business plans, budgets, cash flow forecasts, projected balance sheets. They're needing someone who knows a lot more about their business than what you probably currently do just by undertaking the preparation of the annual accounts and the tax return. And that's no disrespect to you, that's what the role was. But we're now suggesting that with today's technology and software, and with your team members, especially your accountants, looking for more interesting and challenging work, there's a real opportunity there for accountants all over Australia to be introducing, for part of your income stream, advisory services or virtual chief financial officer services. It won't be 100% in most of your businesses. I have a couple of subscribers who are aspiring to 100% from advisory services. They're going to hive out all the tax work to other people. But I'd like to see that your aim was to get a split of somewhere around 60-40, 60 for tax, 40 for advisory. I think that would be something that would be achievable. And perhaps in the future down to 50-50 or even a little bit lower. It's worthwhile thinking about because it will help keep your talent happy and it will help you attract talent to your firm. And it will generate new income streams within your firm. And most importantly, after your team, of course, is it will make clients happy because you will become their financial partner in helping them to run their businesses as the virtual CFO. So please think about it. I think the big task you have is to undertake a detailed review of what's going on in the business. So this would enable you to do some questions and searching and asking people what they do so you can produce a chart and you have a clear understanding of where everything fits together. And you may find that there's some internal control problems in various aspects. You might find there's not proper documentation occurring in some of the activities. And you may find that there's incorrect or not sufficient key performance indicators being prepared in certain segments of the business. This is all part of the challenge of introducing a 52-week business enhancement system. So it all starts with meeting the leadership team, understanding what their vision is, what they're wanting to achieve. Then you can go out and start looking at the other aspects of the business, the team, what happens, how the manufacturing process works, what's the energy requirements, where's the raw material coming from, is it likely to be held up because of wars in Europe and other things, is there ongoing supply difficulties for any of the components in the business that need to be factored into play within the budgets and cash flow forecasts. How's the manufacturing process work? What's the flow of once a new stock item's finished when it goes into an inventory? What's the recording? Are you happy with that? And perhaps you're dealing with a professional firm that hasn't got any manufacturing or stock of products that they're buying or making. So what's their process? Have they developed intellectual property? Are they properly protected? And what's the flow of information? And are invoices being raised promptly? Who looks after the debtors? Are the debtors' statements forwarded promptly by email at the end of the month or the 7 days if you're trading on a 7-day basis in this business? Who follows up the outstanding debtors? And is the debtors' days outstanding calculated promptly at the end of the month and forwarded to the key leadership team members so everyone knows about it? This is really implementing real accounting work. The byproduct at the end of all that, of course, is going to be the tax return. What about marketing? Who does the marketing? Who's in charge of social media and the website? Selling. Who makes the sales? Have they got any sort of discretionary limit as to the minimum amount of sales or the quantity of sales that they can make in advance? Is the business undertaking research and development? Have they got appropriate research and development forms and checklists to complete so that they have all the information that Oz Industry and the Australian Taxation Office require for the company to be able to gain the research and development incentive? Is there any intellectual property being developed? If so, what happens? What's the process? How is it being protected? Confidentiality agreements being signed? Are assignment of intellectual property agreements being signed by subcontractors or other external people who are involved in the process in some way? Or has an agreement been reached with them? And has this been documented so that the company that might have agreed to a 5%, say, split being given, suddenly doesn't find it's been asked for 50% when this becomes a very valuable product? And that can happen if the paperwork has not been followed through with appropriate agreements. What risks has this business got? And who's in charge of minimising that risk? It's a very important part of the business activities. So this is giving you, I hope, a good idea of what I think you should do if you're really going to implement this 52-week business enhancement system, which takes you through all of this preparation work at the very beginning. Because then you'll be able to move into the preparation of a business plan, budgets and cash flow forecasts, so that you are able to talk to the leadership team, show them with the projected balance sheets what the results of their current endeavours is going to be in 3-5 years' time, so that they have a clear idea of what their vision is going to look like when it's reflected in financial terminology in a balance sheet. Now, next time we talk, I'll be going through in this podcast, we'll be looking at what happens after you've done all of this preparation work. Because we're going to look at what the 52-week business enhancement system means when it comes to daily, weekly, monthly matters. Not all of them will you be required to be present, or even your team members to be required, but it will be very necessary that you set the systems up, that you know what's happening, and you can ensure that the various reports have been prepared, that the financial data is available, the key performance indicators are available for the key management people that need to see that, so that the business really gets the benefit of your experience, your knowledge, and your ability to put systems together and numbers together and develop the details of the figures so that the leadership team are able to closely follow it. We've got a Easter special because Easter's not too far away, is it? A bit over a week. And we've got a package available because we would like to help you to be able to implement the sentiment that's expressed in this report prepared by Thomson Reuters, to help you be able to deliver an outstanding 52-week service, a virtual CFO service to your clients. So we have substantially reduced our packages. Our starter package, you can get started on this journey for only $1,899. That's a tremendous product. You get 12 months subscription 24/7 access. You have publishing rights. You can badge the material that you've got access to and send it to your clients, of course, and you get one holiday accommodation voucher while the vouchers last. But the real package is our advanced package. Now, we've really reduced the price of this because we want more accountants to be involved in the second quarter of this calendar year, which starts in a few days' time, of course. We want you to be involved so that you can help your clients achieve the vision that Thomson Reuters have outlined in this white paper. So we've reduced the advanced package to $2,969. That's a saving of $3,531. You get 12 months subscription on all of the products within ESS BizTools. 24/7 access to our grant finding package, ESS Biz Grants, publishing rights, 2 holiday accommodation vouchers. Now, this special package is open until Tuesday the 11th of April. If you've got any questions on how any of this works, please give me a telephone call. 1800-232-088 will find me, or send me an email, peter@essbiztools.com.au. Thank you for being with us today. I hope that I hear from you soon, and I look forward to being able to work with you and your team to be able to deliver an outstanding range of virtual Chief Financial Officer services to your clients and to your prospects. Thank you very much, and I will talk to you again in the not too distant future.